My child, last night was not ordinary. And before you hear the full truth, I need you to promise me one thing. Do not skip this message. Stay till the very end, because something huge is waiting for you. Something that explains why your person suddenly changed after that family gathering. They walked into that house, carrying a storm inside them, but nobody noticed it at first. Everyone saw the smile, the polite greetings, the calm face, but nobody saw the pressure building deep within their heart. Your person was already emotionally exhausted before they even arrived. They had been holding in disappointment, silence, confusion, and hidden pain for far too long. And last night, everything finally reached its limit. The moment they entered the gathering, they felt something strange in the atmosphere. Certain people looked at them differently. Certain conversations suddenly stopped when they walked past. Small whispers filled the room, and even though nobody said anything directly at first, your person could feel the tension growing around them. They tried to ignore it. They kept telling themselves to stay calm, stay respectful, survive the night quietly. But destiny had already decided something unforgettable was about to happen. Listen carefully now, because this part changes everything. One simple comment from someone in that room touched a wound your person had been hiding for a very long time. It looked small to everyone else, but to them it felt like reopening years of silent pain all at once. Suddenly their heartbeat changed. Their breathing became heavier. They stepped away for a moment, trying to regain control, trying to stop emotions from rising to the surface. But the memories came rushing back stronger than ever before. Every moment they stayed silent to protect others, every time they felt misunderstood. Every sacrifice nobody appreciated. All of it returned at once. And then came the shocking moment nobody in that room was prepared for. Your person stopped pretending. Yes, after carrying emotional weight for so long, they finally reached the point where silence was impossible. Do not skip now, because the next few moments changed how everyone saw them forever. They began speaking from the deepest part of their heart, not with cruelty, not with hatred, but with painful honesty that made the entire room go silent. Conversation stopped. Smiles disappeared. Even the people who usually avoided serious emotions could no longer look away. Your person started revealing truths nobody expected them to say out loud. Truths about hidden hurt. Truths about feeling unseen. Truths about always carrying burdens quietly while everyone assumed they were fine. And the most shocking part was this: nobody could deny what they were saying. The room became emotionally heavy because deep down, everyone knew those words carried truth. That is why the silence became so intense. It was not anger people were feeling, it was realization. My beloved child, stay till the end, because the biggest revelation has not come yet. While your person was speaking, someone in that gathering suddenly became emotional. Tears appeared in the eyes of someone nobody expected. That was the moment everything shifted. The masks began falling. People who spent years avoiding difficult conversations suddenly could not escape the truth anymore. Your person never planned for this to happen. They never walked into that intending to create a scene. They only wanted peace. But sometimes the heart carries pain for so long that eventually it speaks on its own. And last night, their soul finally refused to stay silent. What nobody tells you is this: after your person finished speaking, the energy in that room completely changed. The same people who once ignored their feelings were now sitting in silence, thinking deeply about everything they had just heard. Some felt regret. Some felt guilt. Some realized they had misunderstood your person for a very long time. And your person, They stood there emotionally drained, shaking inside, wondering if they had said too much. But deep down, a strange sense of release finally appeared within them. Because for the first time in a long time, they stopped hiding their truth just to keep others comfortable. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation you were meant to hear today. Last night was not the destruction of your person. It was the beginning of their emotional awakening. Yes, the gathering that looked chaotic on the surface was actually exposing everything that needed to come into the light: the silence, the tension, the emotions, the unexpected reactions. None of it happened by accident. Something huge shifted spiritually and emotionally in that room. People finally saw your person differently. Not as someone weak, not as someone easy to overlook, but as someone who had been silently carrying more pain than anyone realized. Do not leave now, because this final part matters the most. Your person is entering a new phase after last night. The version of them that stayed silent through pain is slowly disappearing. The version that keeps sacrificing their peace for everyone else is changing. And whether people accept it or not, the truth they released last night can never be taken back. That room will remember the moment forever. The silence, the emotion, the honesty, the shift. Because sometimes one emotional night changes relationships more than years of fake peace ever could. And your person finally crossed that invisible line where their heart could no longer stay hidden. The silence after that family gathering was heavier than anyone expected. My beloved child, what happened after your person spoke their truth shocked the entire room in ways nobody could explain. Do not skip this. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And the next revelation changes everything you thought you knew about last night. Your person stood there, emotionally overwhelmed, trying to process what had just happened. The same people who once ignored their feelings were suddenly unable to even look directly into their eyes. The atmosphere had completely changed. Nobody was laughing anymore. Nobody was pretending anymore. Because for the first time in a very long time, the truth clear's throat had entered the room without fear. Your person did not raise their voice to create chaos. No. What made the moment unforgettable was the calm honesty behind every word. That honesty hit harder than anyone expected. Deep down, several people in that gathering already knew your person had been silently hurting for a long time, but nobody imagined the pain had reached that level. And this is where the shocking part begins. One family member, who usually stayed quiet, suddenly admitted something unexpected. They admitted they had noticed your person changing over the past few months. They admitted they could see the exhaustion behind the smile. And the second those words were spoken, the emotional walls inside that room started collapsing one by one. Do not leave now. Stay till the end. Something once in a lifetime is about to be revealed. Your person slowly realized they were not invisible anymore. For so long, they believed nobody understood them. Nobody cared deeply enough to notice their emotional struggles. But last night exposed hidden emotions in everyone around them. Certain people began reflecting on how they treated your person. Others started remembering moments where they dismissed their feelings too quickly. The room became filled with quiet regret. And your person, they were standing in the middle of it all, trying to understand how one emotional night suddenly uncovered years of buried truth. Then came the moment nobody will ever forget. An older family member looked directly at your person and said something that froze the entire room into silence. They said, "You should have spoken sooner." Those words changed everything, because suddenly everyone realized the problem was never your person expressing emotions. The real problem was how long they suffered silently before finally speaking. My beloved child, listen carefully because this next part carries a massive revelation. Your person was never weak for feeling overwhelmed. They were strong for surviving emotional pressure nobody fully understood, and last night became the proof of that strength. The energy in that gathering shifted from tension to realization. People stopped defending themselves. They stopped avoiding uncomfortable truths. Instead, they started listening, truly listening. That is what made the night so powerful. Not arguments, not drama, but emotional honesty, powerful enough to stop an entire room in silence. Your person finally said the things they spent months hiding just to protect peace. And ironically, the moment they stopped hiding was the moment people finally began understanding them. Do not skip this next part because something huge is waiting for you. After the gathering slowly ended, your person walked away feeling emotionally drained. But something strange happened inside them. For the first time in a very long time, they felt lighter. Yes, the pain was still there, but the burden of silence was no longer crushing them the same way. They no longer had to pretend everything was fine while secretly breaking inside. And that emotional release changed their energy completely. People noticed it immediately. Even after the gathering ended, conversations about your person continued quietly throughout the night because everyone knew they had witnessed something unforgettable. But here is the revelation nobody saw coming. Someone from that gathering could not stop thinking about your person afterward. Long after everyone went home, one specific person kept replaying the entire moment in their mind. The honesty, the emotion, the pain hidden behind the silence. That person finally realized they had misunderstood your person completely, and now they are beginning to see them differently than ever before. This is why you must stay till the end, because what happened last night was not random. It was the beginning of emotional truth finally coming into the light after being hidden for too long. My beloved child, your person entered that gathering emotionally exhausted, misunderstood, and carrying invisible pain. But they walked out different, stronger, more honest, more awakened emotionally, and the people around them will never forget the moment their silence finally broke. That room changed forever after last night. The conversations changed, the energy changed, the relationships changed, because one honest emotional moment can reveal more truth than years of pretending ever could. And your person is no longer willing to hide their heart just to keep everyone else comfortable. My beloved child, after that unforgettable night, your person thought the emotional storm was finally over. But what happened the next morning shocked them even more than the gathering itself. Do not skip this. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. And the next revelation will completely change how you see your person's journey. The silence after the gathering did not disappear. It followed everyone home. It stayed in their thoughts. It stayed in their hearts. Because deep down, every person in that room knew they had witnessed a moment that could never be forgotten. Your person woke up emotionally exhausted. Their heart was still replaying every conversation from the night before, every expression, every pause, every emotional reaction. Part of them worried they had revealed too much. Part of them feared people would judge them differently now. But then something unexpected began happening. Messages started arriving. Quiet messages, emotional messages, honest messages from people connected to that gathering. And every single message carried the same hidden energy realization. One person admitted they never understood how much pressure your person had been carrying. Another confessed they felt guilty for ignoring signs that your person was struggling emotionally. Someone else said they could not stop thinking about the honesty in your person's voice. My beloved child, listen carefully because this is where everything becomes powerful. Your person spent so long believing their feelings would never matter to anyone. But last night forced people to finally open their eyes. And once truth enters the heart, it becomes impossible to ignore. Do not leave now. Stay till the end. Something once in a lifetime is about to be revealed. While everyone else was still processing the emotional impact of the gathering, one person became deeply affected in a way nobody expected. This person could not sleep properly after hearing your person speak. They kept replaying every word over and over in their mind. Not because of anger, not because of conflict, but because they suddenly realized how deeply misunderstood your person had been all along. And the shocking part is this: they began seeing your person with a level of respect they had never felt before. Your person did not know any of this at first. They were sitting alone, wondering if speaking honestly had damaged relationships forever. But hidden behind the silence, emotional transformation was already happening. People were reflecting, thinking deeply, re-examining old memories and conversations. The gathering that once looked ordinary had turned into a mirror, forcing everyone to face truths they avoided for years. And your person became the center of that awakening without even realizing it. Then came the biggest surprise of all. Someone from the family gathering reached out privately and said words your person never expected to hear. They said, "I finally understand why you changed." Those words hit your person emotionally because for so long nobody tried to understand their silence. Nobody tried to understand the emotional distance they had developed over time. People only noticed the changes on the surface. But now, after that night, someone finally saw the deeper reason behind it all. Do not skip this next part because something huge is waiting for you. The emotional walls inside your person slowly started breaking down after hearing those words. For months, maybe even years, they felt emotionally alone in ways nobody truly understood. They kept smiling while silently carrying disappointment. They stayed strong while quietly feeling unseen. But now, the truth had finally reached the people who needed to hear it most. And that realization changed your person deeply. My beloved child, sometimes people do not understand your pain until they hear the emotion behind your silence. And last night, your person's silence finally spoke louder than words ever could. That is why the atmosphere became so unforgettable. It was not about arguments. It was about hidden emotions finally finding a voice. And once those emotions entered the room, nobody could pretend anymore. The masks fell. The fake peace disappeared. And real emotional understanding finally began taking its place. But the story does not end there. Stay till the end because the next revelation is massive. After the gathering, your person unknowingly became the topic of deep, emotional conversations between several family members. People who rarely discussed emotions were suddenly talking openly about how important emotional honesty truly is. Some admitted they had been unfair to your person. Others confessed they had underestimated the pressure your person was carrying silently. And slowly, the entire energy surrounding your person started changing. For the first time in a very long time, your person is no longer being viewed as too emotional or too distant. Instead, people are beginning to recognize their emotional strength, because surviving silent pain while still showing kindness requires a strength very few people possess. And last night revealed that strength to everyone in the room. Your person walked into that gathering feeling emotionally broken, but unknowingly walked out with something powerful, the truth finally being seen. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation you were meant to hear today. What happened that night was not the ending of relationships. It was the ending of emotional misunderstanding. Yes, the truth may have shaken the room temporarily, but it also opened doors that had remained emotionally closed for far too long. People are beginning to understand your person in ways they never did before, and your person, after carrying emotional pain in silence for so long, is finally stepping into a new chapter where their feelings can no longer be ignored. My beloved child, the most unbelievable part of this story did not happen inside the family gathering. It happened after everyone left. Do not skip this. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the final revelation of this night will leave you speechless. Your person thought the emotional storm was over. They believed the silence had already said everything that needed to be said. But destiny had one more shocking moment waiting for them, a moment nobody could have predicted. Late that night, while everyone else was replaying the gathering in their minds, your person sat alone thinking about every word they spoke. Their heart was heavy, not because they regretted telling the truth, but because emotional honesty always leaves the soul exhausted afterward. They wondered if relationships would ever feel normal again. They wondered if people would now avoid them. And most importantly, they wondered whether speaking up had changed everything forever. But at that exact moment, something unexpected happened. A message appeared, not from just anyone, from the one person your person least expected to hear from. And what that message said completely changed the energy surrounding the entire situation. Stay till the end, because this revelation is once in a lifetime. The message was simple but powerful. It said, "I never realized how much you were carrying alone." Those words hit your person deeply because for so long they felt invisible emotionally. They spent months hiding pain behind smiles, pretending to be okay, while silently breaking inside. And now, finally, someone truly saw them. My beloved child, listen carefully now, because this next part is powerful beyond words. Your person began realizing something important after that gathering. The problem was never that they felt too much. The problem was that they stayed silent too long while carrying emotions nobody could see. That family gathering became the emotional turning point they never expected. The night that looked chaotic on the surface was actually exposing years of hidden truth that needed to come into the light. And now people are beginning to understand your person differently than ever before. Do not skip this next part. Something huge is waiting for you. In the days after the gathering, the atmosphere around your person changed completely. People who once overlooked their emotions suddenly became softer toward them. Conversations became more genuine. The fake emotional distance that existed before slowly started disappearing. And the most shocking part of all, some people began apologizing without even using the word sorry. Their actions changed. Their tone changed. The way they looked at your person changed. Because once someone's silent pain becomes visible, people can never fully unsee it again. Your person is now entering a chapter of emotional transformation. Yes, the same person who walked into that gathering feeling emotionally exhausted is now slowly becoming stronger than ever before. Not because life suddenly became perfect, but because they finally stopped hiding their truth to protect everyone else's comfort. That is the revelation most people never understand. Real emotional freedom begins the moment someone stops pretending they are okay when they are not. And here comes the deepest revelation of all. Stay till the end, because this changes everything. The gathering was never meant to destroy relationships. It was meant to reveal which relationships were emotionally real. Some people became closer to your person after hearing their truth. Others became uncomfortable because the honesty forced them to reflect on themselves. But either way, masks fell that night. And once masks fall, people begin showing their true emotional position in your life. My beloved child, your person spent so much time carrying emotional pain quietly because they feared being misunderstood. But ironically, the moment they finally expressed themselves honestly became the moment people started understanding them for the first time. That is why this story is unforgettable. It is not just about a family gathering. It is about emotional truth finally breaking through years of silence. It is about someone reaching their emotional limit and finally allowing their heart to speak freely. Do not leave now. The final truth is the most powerful part. Your person is no longer the same after last night. Something inside them awakened emotionally. The version of them that stayed silent through everything is disappearing. The version that ignored their own feelings to keep peace is fading away. And now people around them are beginning to realize just how much strength it took for your person to survive silently for so long. The energy around your person is shifting permanently. People are thinking about them differently. Respect is growing where misunderstanding once existed. Emotional awareness is replacing emotional distance. And all of this started because one night, one gathering, one emotional truth finally changed everything. So, remember this carefully, my beloved child. Your person was not in the right state last night. They walked into that family gathering, carrying invisible emotional weight nobody fully understood. But before the night ended, the silence broke. Hidden emotions surfaced, and truths nobody expected finally came into the light. And now, nothing around them feels the same anymore. Because sometimes, one emotional moment becomes powerful enough to change hearts, relationships, and entire family dynamics forever.